I'm a little bit late to this thing, but sure, better late than never. Let's talk about Matt Hardy and TNA and this whole situation, Rebby Sky on Twitter, many different things. Now, when I was going to do this video, I was going to make a jokes out of it. I was going to say, fuck the aisle and all this, and I'm not going to lie. Hashtag fuck the aisle is pretty fucking hilarious. Joe Cronin even did a song for it. There's been people, like, I remember people were just using the hashtag fuck that aisle and stuff like that. But really, this is something that, and I want to, the reason why I'm making this video, and whenever I make videos, I want to do it different than other people. And I want to do something that, I feel I need to do, and actually take maybe a serious approach. Because while people are joking about this, while people are laughing, fuck the aisle and stuff, there's a very serious undertone to this story, and there's something very terribly wrong with the wrestling industry. Now, first of all, I want to say this. Number one, is TNA wrong for suing Matt Hardy? In my opinion, it's bad for their business. But TNA fans have said that they've done the same thing to Cody Rhodes, for example. And I agree that that WWE shouldn't have taken the Rhodes name out of Cody Rhodes and stuff like that. But what TNA's trying to do is take its likeness. They're trying to take the likeness of Matt Hardy. And a lot of people talk about, and they compare WWE and TNA, and they say, well, WWE did this, but TNA did that. But WWE did this and TNA did that, right? And the one thing that I've noticed is that through this whole story is that shouldn't there be a wrestlers union? Shouldn't there be something that can protect these wrestlers with their own intellectual property? Because if you look at anyone that's signed by WWE, they are technically signed as an independent star. They're not like, yes, they are signed by WWE, but they are working, with WWE. Most wrestlers are free agents outside of WWE and stuff like that. But even if they're free agents and they're working on behalf of another company, they still have to give liabilities and stuff like that. And the fact that in 2017, the fact that this stuff is still happening saddens me. It really does. And I honestly do believe that there should be a union that should protect wrestlers' intellectual property. There should be some type of thing that can protect wrestlers, and I'm surprised no wrestlers have tried to do this. I know CM Punk, I believe, tried to talk about this and stuff like that. The WWE should do a union, and I know Vince McMahon wouldn't do it because it would ruin him and stuff like that. But we're living in 2017 here, folks, and I do believe that there has to be something that has to protect certain wrestlers. There has to be something that protects wrestlers going through this thing. Because I'll be honest with you, the same like what happened with Cody Rhodes. I do believe what WWE did to Cody Rhodes was bullshit. I will fucking admit that. I think what they fucking did, and a lot of people say, oh, well, you're just protecting WWE and stuff. No, if there's bullshit in WWE, I'll call it out. Same in the way if TNA do some bullshit, I'll call it out. And what TNA have done with Matt Hardy is a disgrace. Now, they might have a certain right to Matt Hardy and stuff like that, but Matt Hardy has his name, and they might say, well, you can't say the broken thing, and blah, 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 but no matter what, and I've seen various videos, I've seen Andre Kerbeil's video where Matt Hardy actually commented on his video and stuff. And listen, I do like Andre, nothing against him and stuff. I even seen the podcast that he did with Dead on Dave, who I've actually been getting into recently. I was actually on a workout. I always watch fucking Tommy C. And Tommy C's so fucking I do like watching Tommy C's live streams about Drama Alert and stuff like that, especially when fucking Colossal Crazy is on there. But I was watching Dead on Dave's thing with Andre and stuff like that, and I was looking at other videos, various videos, and I want to take a different approach to it because no matter what you look at, and this is something that I feel nobody's really pointed out, no matter who walks out of this, whether it will be Matt Hardy, whether it'll be TNA, or whether it's Ring of Honor, everyone's going to walk out as a loser. Because TNA, a lot of fans have now turned on TNA. I remember Joe Cronin was tweeting about them and stuff like that. There's been a lot of ridicule for TNA now. Hashtag fuck that aisle. that Ruby Sky went, and I want to get into Ruby in a minute. Um, there's been many people that have been talking about TNA and how bad it's gotten and blah 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 and stuff like that, but I do believe TNA shouldn't have done this. Not because of it's our intellectual property, but because it's gonna essentially stop maybe other future stars, and it might worry them that if they are going from WWE maybe to TNA and they want to be a little bit more creative, that's going to be held against them in TNA. And the same applies to WWE. One of my criticisms with WWE is that when you go to WWE, they try and control you and say, well, you can't do this and you can't do that, and you have to read a script and you have to be this and you have to be that. That's choking creativity. And that's why, it doesn't matter what platform it is. Just look at what happened on YouTube with the PewDiePie thing and people getting their accounts taken down and flagged down because they don't have freedom of speech in the way that they talk and all. And no matter what happens with any creator, whether it would be like someone like me making videos, whether it's someone making music, whether it's someone doing animation, if they can't be creative to the best of their ability, and if they generally don't care about the money and they care about the actual wrestling industry or the creativity of what they love, they'll go somewhere else to do their thing regardless. And that's what I mean by this, is that I want to take a serious undertone to this, and I know it's something that a lot of you aren't used to, usually like going, fuck that culture and stuff like that, but I want to take a serious tone for this, because no matter who walks out of this as a loser, TNA is going to walk out as a loser because, first of all, they've pissed off a lot of fans. They've pissed off the Hardy fan base. They've lost two guys that were very crucial to when TNA was at an all-time low, and the Hardys did help them. Now, some people didn't like it. Most people liked it, but some people didn't. But you can't deny what the Hardys have done in TNA is that they actually improved it. And for TNA to do what they've done over two guys that have helped them at their most desperate time, and to do that is saddening. And the same applies to WWE whenever they do stuff to their own people. I've said the same thing about WWE when WWE treated China like crap. And you have seen my rant videos on this and how angered I am. I'm still fucking angered by that, by the way. I will never let that go, by what they did to China and what they have done by not putting her in the Hall of Fame, and by what Triple H said. I'm still very angered to that. So for people to turn around and say that I'm some type of WWE fanboy, no. I'm a guy that will call bullshit, and I will say whether a company is right or whether it's wrong. I am almost ruthless, unbiased, if that makes sense. I like to take the piss out of everyone, and I also like to give the best of information to my ability. And like I said, we're going to get into the Ruby Sky thing very quickly here. Do I think that she was wrong? No. One of the main reasons why I don't think that she was wrong is because she, is dealing with a lot of emotion when it comes to being sued. She was signed with the company. I know there was a lot of talk about that it was a paper contract or something like that. But in terms of Ruby Sky, with her and Matt Hardy and stuff, is that she just acted on instinct. She has a family, and rightfully so, she should be pissed off. And, I agree with her. To a certain degree. Do I believe that she should have brought it out publicly? Well, TNA brought it out publicly as well. So for people to kind of say that Ruby Sky is being unprofessional, shouldn't a company that's looking to sue the Hardys for their intellectual property shouldn't be saying things on Twitter? So for people to kind of say I think professionalism is out the window at this point here, folks, in my opinion, anyway, and that's all I really gotta say about this, guys. Like I said, I was gonna make jokes. I was even gonna dress up as an owl and go, ha, ha, and stuff like that, but, because I've seen a lot of these other videos, and I want to do something different than, what other people are doing. That's something that I like to do. That's why I've held off doing this video for a while, because I want to do something that is very different than other videos have been put out. That's why whenever I make videos, you'll see something different and stuff like that. So guys, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. We got over 100 subscribers last week. I want to thank you guys so much for all your support. It really means a lot to me. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel, signing out.